Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what do they think of your actions. So this can be anyone, the person on your mind. Take a look at the cards, the crystals, with the person on your mind, and see what you're drawn to. Please be aware this is a general reading to only take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm now going to show you your crystals. So for pile number 1, we have Amethyst. For pile number 2, we have the Shell. And for pile number 3, we have Black Tourmaline. I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to. If you're drawn to more than one pile, you can pick 2 or all of them. Your intuition will always know best. If you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I will see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this amethyst crystal, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look into what does this person think of your actions, the person on your mind. So you chose the card telepathy with transmission, perception, and communication. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of your cards, but please be aware this is a general reading to only take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, so we have the cards Twin Flames, Soul Partner, Eternal Connection. So that's interesting. We have here deep emotions with unknown feelings and past life influences. We have Bright Heart Light with open connections. And lastly, we have grateful optimism with joyous view of the future. So now for your tarot cards, we have the Page of Pentacles, we have the High Priestess, we have the Ten of Cups, we have the Nine of Pentacles, and lastly we have the Two of Cups. Okay, my pile number 1s, now that we have your cards laid out, I see exactly what this person thinks of your actions. So if you can hear noises in the background, I apologize. They're busy doing groundskeeping work outside. But I want to say, I feel intuitively here, you know, as we see Twin Flame, Soul Partner, Eternal Connection, for most of you, you know, it is a twin flame connection, whereas for some of you, it's also like a soul partner, a soulmate connection. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but there is that feeling to this. And I feel for a lot of you, it is romantic because we have the Two of Cups here. With this love showing, but at the same time we also have the Ten of Cups here, which can be family, which can be friendship, as we see them holding hands here. So take the messages as they resonate, my pile number 1s, based on the person on your mind, because if you chose this pile, it is your pile regardless of what I say about the person and the actual connection, like what type of connection it is, okay? But you know, when I started this reading, I could not get myself to start. It was like I was about to start with your pile, and then I had like an eyelash stuck in my eye, and it was sore, and then I went to the bathroom and tried to just like blink my eyes a little bit. And then as soon as I started, these gardening noises outside just started irritating me, that I couldn't really think clearly for your reading. So there is this feeling of like outside influences that this person thinks is like almost, since we're doing a reading about actions, perhaps this person thinks that outside influences are either affecting your relationship or connection, or affecting your actions in some way, if that makes sense. Here with the deep emotions card, perhaps this person feels outside influences are affecting your emotions. So it is opposite the 10 of Cups. It could be family situation, but I also could be wrong there. So just take it as it resonates, my pile number ones. The feeling I get from this person is, like I mentioned, a soulmate, a soul partner, a twin flame connection. Take it as it resonates based off what you feel intuitively, since it's opposite the High Priestess. Though I do feel for most of you this is a soul connection, because it's a very spiritual pile. You even chose the Amethyst crystal. So this is a very spiritual connection, whether it's a friendship connection, family, whether it's romantic. There is that vibe of like soul family kind of energy, of like soulmate kind of energy. And a soulmate doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, okay? Soulmates can also be friendships and family connections as well. So, with the wolf here, I feel the wolf represents loyalty, but the wolf also represents personal power. So I feel this person thinks based on your actions that you are loyal to them in some type of way, whether it's friendship, whether it's family, whether it's romantic. They think that you are loyal based on your actions. Your actions show them that you are loyal to them and that you value them as a connection in your life very heavily. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. This person also thinks based on your actions that you have or are on the journey to finding your own sense of personal power within, to also just honoring yourself and valuing yourself more, and seeing the kind of talents you have, the kind of good qualities you have that you bring to the table and that you really excel at, since it's opposite the Page of Pentacles. The wolf spirit, I usually see it as like the wolf, they come in packs, and it shows loyalty and like that caring kind of energy, but at the same time the wolf trusts its instincts, and it kind of just goes merely based off its instincts. So the wolf teaches us to trust our heart and our intuition, and that's what I feel this person thinks you're doing based on your actions, because the High Priestess came up as well as the telepathy card. So there is this feeling of high intuition, as well as the Amethyst crystal representing intuition. There is this feeling of this person thinking based on your actions that you're following your intuition, following your instincts, following your heart, following your intuition based on your actions, if that makes sense. And trusting your intuition to do whatever actions you need to do, if that makes sense. So I do see that very heavily, but wolves are also like these kind of animals that have like a hierarchy and this kind of alphaness. So there's this feeling of this person feels, along with the tiger, that you are, because the tiger represents, strength and protection and that kind of energy, and just this strong energy. So this person thinks based on your actions that you are becoming more strong, that you are climbing the ladder to seeing your sense of self-worth, if that makes sense, because the the cat family to me also represents that energy of self-worth, of, believing in yourself, that kind of energy. So this person thinks that you are starting to gain strength in yourself, or emotional strength here with deep emotions based on your actions. And this person thinks that you are loyal to them. This person thinks that you are gaining your own sense of power, own sense of strength, and gaining your own sense of self-worth in the sense where you see and understand how you can climb the ladder to success in your life. But it doesn't necessarily have to be career. We do see career here with the Nine of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles, but it could also be goals in your life, or just success in other areas of your life, other aspects of your life where there is this kind of whatever you put work in comes to fruition, is what I see from the Page of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles. And that could be in this connection, that could be family related, that could be work related, take it as it resonates, my pile number ones. But I feel this person thinks that your actions are becoming more powerful, in a sense, that you are starting to see your own power, that you are starting to really learn and understand about life, your own talents, your own gifts, your own self-worth, what you can really do. You're starting to learn, really put in hard work towards what you want to come to fruition in life, if that makes sense. So that is what I am seeing here of what this person thinks about your actions. I think this person really thinks your actions, like whatever work you're putting in, whatever you're learning right now, whatever, like even if you are making mistakes along the journey, you're learning with the Page of Pentacles. You are learning slowly but surely, but you are learning, okay, to be human, to be whatever you are trying to work on in your life, or whatever you're trying to build in your life, you're growing, is what I see here. And that's what this person thinks with your actions, that you're really hardworking, and that whatever work you're putting into, whether it's career related, love related, family related, this connection related, that this is going to harvest into blessings. And as we see the many gifts here, it's going to come into something physical where you can really enjoy the fruits of your hard work, if that makes sense. So I am seeing that. And with all the gifts, the presents, I see that as like gifts, presents from the universe as a result of your hard work. And we see from the Page of Pentacles a younger person, and then we see a person that is grown, that is now, we see this person, wearing normal clothes, but we see this person really glam. Their hard work has paid off in some type of way. They've grown up. So there is this sense of this person watching you grow up or glow up in your life, in one aspect or another, watching you grow as a person, watching your skills grow, watching you, your hard work that you put into the connection grow, if that makes sense. And the blessings from the universe start to come in. That would make sense if it's like a family connection. For some of you, this is specific, but take it as it resonates, because it could be different for everyone watching. But if it's like a family connection, then I think this person is watching you grow up into, your best self, if that makes sense. Or even if it is a romantic connection, they're watching you grow as a person, or friendship connection, watching you grow as a person into the best version of yourself, into the most sophisticated version of yourself that really understands your self-worth, if that makes sense. Because even look at this woman's body language. She just looks very confident in herself. You know what I mean? So that's what this person thinks of your actions. I also think with the telepathy card, there's this feeling of this person thinks based off your actions. If some of you are in separation with this person, if it is a twin flame separation, this is a specific message for some of you. Take it as it resonates. There is a feeling of this person thinking that you are perhaps thinking of them because they keep thinking of you. Because with soul connections, I feel like you two have a very intuitive connection. When you think of each other, there is this feeling that they feel you thinking of them and you feel them thinking of you. Or there is just this kind of feeling of like, you know, we even see 2-2, 2-2, 2-2. So there's a lot of twos in your reading, which show this energy of like being on the right path to your purpose, being in the right place at the right time. There's this feeling of like, when you think of them, they think of you. When they think of you, you think of them. And perhaps they're seeing a lot of signs of you, or seeing a lot to do with you, dreaming of you, things like that. For some of you, this person thinks that you're manifesting them because they're not aware that this is a soul connection. But for others of you, I think that they are starting to become aware that this is a soul connection, that this is not a coincidence. And there's this feeling of like, I've known you before in past lives, as we see past life influences. Like, I feel the love so strongly, and it doesn't make logical sense. It only makes spiritual sense. It only makes sense to me emotionally and spiritually, but not logically. So there's this feeling of this person starting to become aware of your soul connection in some type of way. Even if they're not fully aware of it, there is this feeling of them starting to become somewhat aware of, you know, the eternal love you share together as a connection. So that is what this person thinks of your actions. I feel like in terms of the telepathy card, perhaps this person thinks of your actions that you are thinking of them because they're thinking of you at the same time. They feel the kind of energy between you two, if that makes sense. This person also thinks that with your actions, you feel things very deeply, and that you may, like I said, with the wolf spirit showing up, you may kind of get your own sense of power from taking actions from your deep emotions and what you feel you should do best, and your intuition. So there are different types of people. Some people take action based off of logic. Some people take action based off intuition. Some people take action based off their heart and their emotions. And I feel that's you, like taking action based off your intuition, your heart, and your emotions. That's what this person thinks, at least, even if it's not true, that you are taking action based on your emotions, your heart, like what your heart is telling you, as well as your intuition. There's also this feeling of like this person can feel your energy, and this is a very spiritual pile. So this person feels like, you know, you may communicate to them, or you may how do I put this in words? You may be loyal with your communication in some type of way with your actions. I also feel like this person thinks that you are coming to a place where you really reach. The feeling I'm getting the whole time is like reaching success, because here she has pearl jewelry, a pearl bracelet, and here she has gold bracelets, and like she's wearing a gold like coin kind of headpiece, and like this card as well, like the jewelry looks expensive, the headpiece looks expensive. There's this feeling of this person thinking with your actions that you're gaining success in some type of way. I feel for a lot of you it is career, but take it as it resonates. So there is that, and I'm noticing in this card we have like a gold aura, and this card too. like gold shining out from her heart. So this person thinks that whatever you put love into, whatever, like whether it's your connection, whether it's your own work, your talents, your growth in life, your goals, it's like whatever you put love into, you make gold out of it. Like that Midas guy, what's his, I think it's Midas, where he, whatever he touches turns into gold. There is that feeling, or perhaps they feel your aura and they feel this gold essence from you, or this golden aura from you, this loving aura from you. To me, like a gold aura, I've never seen a gold aura, but perhaps this is what this person feels from you. Like your heart is gold, if that makes sense. Okay. So this person thinks, based on your actions, like I said, that you feel things very deeply and that you take action based off your emotions, and that sometimes you may not know exactly what you're feeling, but you feel things very deeply. And this person thinks that your actions are kind of mirrored to them, as we see two of the same person representing the twin flame connection here, this twin flame card. So this person thinks that your actions are kind of mirrored to them in a way, if that makes sense. And this person thinks that your actions are very loving. They see that, like, whatever actions you put towards them in this connection, there's this person of, like, this feeling of this person feels whatever actions you put towards them are loving, and they feel the love from your heart, if that makes sense. There's also this feeling that this person knows that the love between you two, based on your actions, is always going to grow, and it's going to be long lasting with the 10 of Cups, and is going to be happy, is the feeling I get. You know, if it's a family connection, I feel like this person thinks that, you know, you'll always be there for them, you're always going to be family to them. If it's a friendship connection, same thing, that you're always going to, you know, hold hands and go wherever you need to go and have that deep love between each other. And if it's romantic, there's this feeling of like you two, this person thinks based off your actions that you two are going to be together for a very long time, or forever even, is what I'm hearing in my mind. And that you are going to always hold hands everywhere you go along, and that's like a metaphor for you're always going to be in each other's vicinity and be in love, as we see here, a couple looking into each other's eyes and a heart over them. So there's this feeling of this person thinks that you feel a lot of love towards them if it is romantic, and that they think the love is genuine, and they think that you think lots of thoughts of love about them, if that makes sense. And this person also kind of views the future together of you two, like your connection growing, and they feel optimistic for the future with you. They feel like the future holds something great for your connection together, and they are grateful that they have met you. In terms of your actions, they think that your actions are going to go towards this joyous view of the future, go towards love and connection, depending on whatever this connection is. But there's this feeling of this person thinking that your actions are always going to be love for them, whether it's family, friendship, or lover. I just keep feeling like this person is grateful that you're in their life. And this person thinks with your actions that you are very passionate towards them, that even like outside influences can't keep you from being together, because you will always help each other out and help each other move to the next level, if that makes sense. There's always like support here, is what I feel this person thinks from your actions. And this person thinks that you are always going to offer them a sense of friendship, of love, that there's always going to be this happy vibe between you two, and that they're just really grateful for you in their life. And that is what I'm seeing, what this person thinks of your actions. Okay, so that was your reading, my pal number ones. I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hi there, my pal number twos. If you picked this shell, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what does this person think of your actions. So this is for the person on your mind, anyone on your mind at all, and take the messages as they resonate, because the messages may differ for everyone watching. Okay, if a message doesn't resonate with you, just leave it behind. We chose the card Miracles with Ancient Wisdom. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of your cards for you. Okay, the cards we have today is River of Blessings with Releasing Constraints. We have Duality with Many Meanings and Misunderstanding. We have Adjustment with Looking Back and Moving Forward. We have Idyllic Times with the Garden and Paradise. For your tarot cards, we have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Two of Pentacles, we have the Tower, we have the Queen of Swords, and lastly, we have the Four of Swords. Okay, my pal number twos, now that we have your cards laid out, I see exactly what the person on your mind thinks about your actions. Okay, so firstly, I'm gonna try see who this person is, but if the messages of who they are don't necessarily resonate, it's okay, because you chose this pile anyway, and the messages that come through are still what they think of your actions, because you were drawn to this pile. But if you see that the messages don't resonate, then perhaps this isn't your pile. Okay, so I'm seeing that this could be a person that you're either friends with, because Spirit is showing me clairvoyantly a sunflower, and to me sunflowers always represent that vibe of friendship. But Spirit is also showing me it could be something romantic, where you've had an intimate connection with this person and been with them in a like romantic way, if that makes sense. So that's what they're showing me. Sunflowers to me also represent, a person that just brings a lot of joy into your life, a person that kind of just brings a lot of passion and this happy feeling into your life is what I feel. So, this could be a friend, this could be a family member, or this could be someone you are attracted to, or this could be a romantic connection, or just someone in your life that brings in a lot of peace, a lot of joy, a lot of this happy vibe, a lot of passion, a lot of inspiration in your life. Okay, so this person thinks that your actions, so in the beginning I feel this person felt from your actions that you were I think this person kind of misunderstood you in the beginning, but not in a bad way. The feeling I get here is kind of like this energy of them seeing you do things with your actions that don't necessarily make sense to them, because they don't understand why you are doing that. So the feeling I get here is, when we do something and someone can't understand why we are taking that action because they haven't lived life in our shoes. But if they were to put on our shoes and walk a day in our life, then perhaps they would see the reason why we do certain things. I feel since it's opposite the tower, perhaps some of you, this has to do with the shadow aspects, because we have duality in the tower. The shadow aspects, but the shadow aspects of ourselves, we all have a shadow self. The shadow aspects of ourself are basically the part of us that has been hurt, that has been rejected, that has been made to feel unworthy of love, that has been made to feel unworthy of anything we want in our life, that has been rejected, abandoned, hurt, and pushed aside. And that shadow self turns to the darker emotions. All emotions are on a spectrum and all emotions are valid, but that shadow self turns to those darker emotions like hatred, anger, resentment, jealousy, sadness. But all those emotions on that darker spectrum are a part of our life and teach us something in our life. Okay, these darker emotions teach us something about our shadow self, our wounds that we need to heal, the triggers that we need to heal, and kind of transform and have a rebirth energy with the skull here that she's holding in her hand. So I'll give you an example. Let's say we are feeling jealousy. Jealousy shows us what we desire for ourselves, but some part of us feels like we can't get it. Okay? So we need to retrain and acknowledge that feeling first, but we need to retrain our mind to say, yes, we can go after what we want and get it. As we see, a person kicking the tower over and then the crown falling on their head. So we can go after that and get it. Okay? Let's say it's anger, since we see her wearing red. Anger shows us what our soul feels is not okay. And that deeper emotion behind it shows us where we need to perhaps set boundaries or distance ourselves from certain people. If we notice they're always making us angry, or look within to find what about them is making us angry. Is it things they're saying? Is it the way they are looking at us? Is it something deeper in us that we need to heal, or is it something that they're doing where we need to set a boundary with them, with the Queen of Swords, or cut them out of our life, like depending on what it is. Okay, let's say it is something like vengeance. Vengeance is the kind of feeling of us going through some type of injustice and feeling like we need to, some part of us feeling such big, strong anger that feeling like we need to get revenge on that person, feeling like they need to go through something bad to kind of alleviate that hurt feeling within us. But vengeance shows us where a part of our soul feels like we've been dealt with unfairly or dealt with injustice, so we need to give compassion to that side of ourselves. Let's say we are feeling strong emotions like a deep sadness. That deep sadness shows us where we have been hurt in life and where we need to release. You get what I mean? So each deep emotion, even if it is in the darker aspect, shows us something deeper in ourselves and guides us towards something. So the feeling I get here is perhaps you were taking actions based on your shadow self in the beginning of the connection with this person. And perhaps it was a subconscious thing where you didn't quite realize it, and this person was noticing your actions of what you were doing in the beginning, but they weren't quite understanding the reasons behind it. So for example, let's say they saw you get jealous, but they didn't understand why you got jealous. Perhaps, for example, it doesn't have to be like this, let's say you had an ex that cheated on you, and now you're still having that wound in you, so now you're getting jealous. You get what I mean? But they don't know the reasoning behind that. They just see the after effects of the action, if that makes sense. Doesn't have to be exactly like I explained in the example, but something along those lines of them seeing the after effect of your action, but not understanding the deep reason behind why you are doing it, okay? Behind the emotion behind it, okay? So right now, I feel like that was in the past. Right now, I feel this person is looking at you from a different perspective. There has been a perspective shift and change here. You chose the shell crystal. I didn't know why I was guided to put the shell by you because I hadn't pulled your cards yet. Like when I pull the cards, I pull it off camera, but I first pull the first cards I'm going to put on the intro, and then I take the crystals, and then I pull the cards after. So I did not know why I was choosing the shell, but I was drawn to the shell for you, and now I know why as I'm seeing your cards. This person feels with your actions that you are healing a lot, because the shell is a cleansing, it's a healing. You know what I mean? This person really feels that you're healing. You're releasing the things that no longer serve you. You're releasing things that keep you away from love, keep you away from happiness, keep you away from peace, keep you away from living your best life. You get what I mean? Your most fruitful life, as we see here in the Queen of Pentacles. I know the Queen of Pentacles doesn't represent that, but the fruits here give me that vibe. So there's this feeling of this person seeing you being courageous enough to look at the shadow self of yourself, because leopards to me represent like that strength, that courage to look at these things deeper in ourselves, to find the wisdom in that, because we see a book here. We also see someone journaling here in a book. So you are finding the courage to look at these things and kind of release them, release those emotions. Some of you have been doing shadow work here with the Tower, and journaling or doing therapy, talk therapy, as we see with the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords represents communication in some way, but along with these cards, I see it as like shadow work, communication, or talking to someone to release these things, or journaling them in some way. We see a little cat here. This is a specific message for some of you, but some of you have an emotional support animal now, and that is also helping you alleviate some of the emotions that you are feeling, the heavy emotions. Some of you, I feel like this comes from something like from childhood with the Tower card, or from some kind of trauma, or just like bad things happening in your life that have kind of made life feel like it's falling apart, where you're now releasing those parts, those emotions, those deeper wounds in you to heal, if that makes sense. So if you don't have an emotional support animal, but you've been thinking of getting one for this reason, to help you have that comfort, nurturing as you're healing deep emotions, perhaps this is a sign, if you have been thinking of it. Very specific message for some of you, so just take it as it resonates. But I feel a lot of you have been either reading self-help books, since we see 2 books here, or journaling your feelings, or just looking deep within your soul, finding the wisdom within your soul as to why these deeper emotions are here. And this person has had a perspective shift on your actions, where they now see why you act the way you want to act, if that makes sense, or why you acted the way you acted in the past. Where they are now not misunderstanding you anymore, and they're seeing you in a different perspective. With the owl here, the owl represents as well wisdom. So there is that feeling of you finding the wisdom in your soul through this healing, is what I'm seeing here in your cards. And that's what this person thinks of your actions. But the owl to me in like bird-like creatures and things like that. We also see a bird here. They to me represent like seeing things from a clearer perspective or a bird's eye view. So your perspective has shifted on your own pain, where you are now finding the wisdom from it and you're seeing it clearer. And that's what this person thinks of your actions, and they're kind of like having this proud feeling of you. They see your growth, they see you changing as a person with the adjustment card. They see you changing your perspective and looking back at how far you have come from the past, but also moving forward, if that makes sense. Whereas this person has also had a perspective shift on you, where they now see you from a more bird's eye view or clearer perspective, and they understand the reasoning behind why you did certain actions in the past. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing in your cards. I see that this person thinks based off your actions, that miracles are starting to place in your life, that you are starting to heal, that miracles are starting to take place in your connection, in your actions, where you're now becoming more powerful and, you know, more balanced with the Two of Pentacles, more balanced in your emotions, where you are, you know, I love this Tower card because this Tower card is so different. I didn't know why I was drawn to using this tarot deck today, but I just felt like using it, so now I know why. This Tower card is my favorite Tower card because the other ones, no hate to the other ones, but this one to me represents that power, because this person is literally kicking over the tower to get this crown to fall on their head. So it's like you will have this warrior spirit now. You have this warrior essence to you, where you are kicking over the pain to get rewarded with healing, if that makes sense. What I find from the crown. Self-worth, to get your happiness, to get your joy, you know, and that's what this person thinks of your actions, that you are becoming more warrior-like and more strong in your emotions, that you are changing as a person and becoming a better version of yourself, because we go from duality to adjustment to idyllic times with paradise. So to me, this represents like the shadow self and then the higher self. So this person sees you moving into a better version of yourself, where there is this more gentle approach to life, where there's not this need to feel all these darker emotions because you've already healed them and found the reason why they are. And there's this feeling of a more peaceful life, a more peaceful state of mind, state of emotion, where you now like look at the beauty in the world. So this person sees you becoming a better version of yourself, as I see here, with your actions and healing yourself, seeing yourself and your life change as you go along. This person sees with your actions that you are making internal changes within yourself, and these internal changes are going to result in external changes for your world around you to change for the better, okay? For you to become basically the higher self version of yourself. I don't think this person thinks of it in this way unless they're truly spiritual, but perhaps this person just thinks of it as like becoming your best self. That miracles are starting to play out in your life, and you're starting to become a better version of yourself, and there's this feeling of proudness from this person viewing your actions. Okay, this person sees you becoming more fruitful in your efforts, and the things you're starting to go after, miracles are starting to play out, and this is what this person feels. This person thinks that you are becoming more strong as well in your actions, and you're becoming more balanced in your actions, that you're healing deep wounds of pain, that you're cleansing it out, as we see here in your cards, that you are starting to create a safe space for yourself, is what I see intuitively, like with this kind of fort she's built for herself and the cat, that you're starting to find comfort in life and peace in life with your actions. And this person thinks that you are starting to do the right thing with your actions, and not like necessarily that you weren't before, but like the Queen of Swords doesn't do things from emotion. She does things from action and like what is right. So perhaps before, like if you had reactions, perhaps now you're not having those same reactions and you're doing what is right, if that makes sense. So I don't mean it in a bad way, but I mean it like that. That you're also starting to become more grounded and more stable is what this person sees. That you're also starting to become more nurturing with your actions, if that makes sense, because now that you've nurtured yourself, you can offer more nurturing to this person as well, depending on what your connection is. And this person sees you becoming more of a stable person within your actions, more of a safe person, like you've built safety up for yourself, and that you're more peaceful now, that you're becoming a better version of yourself, that you're transforming with the butterfly as a person and your life is transforming. And that is what this person thinks about your actions, my pal number twos. So I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hi there, my pal number threes. If you chose this black tourmaline crystal, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what does the person on your mind think of your actions, okay? Please be aware this is a general reading to only take what resonates and leave the rest. And if some messages don't resonate, you can leave them behind. You don't have to force any messages to stick to you if they don't feel like they resonate. And if no messages resonate at all, then perhaps this may not be your pile. But I want to say, if you can hear any noises in the background, I apologize in advance. I have gardeners outside that are busy working outside, so they've been making noise all morning. Okay, so you chose the card Hostilities with Conflict and Unrest. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of your cards for you. Okay, for your cards, we have Wisdom with Learning, Art, Joy, and Music. We have here Divine Feminine with Magnetic and Receptive Power. We have Divine Masculine with Electric and Active Power. Interesting that they're kind of facing each other. We have Tenderness with True Love and Compassion. Interesting. For your tarot cards, we have the Star, we have the Emperor, we have the Three of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Swords, and we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, my pal number threes, now that we have your cards laid out, I see exactly what this person thinks of your actions. So I'm first going to look at who this person could be, but if, the messages of who they could be don't necessarily resonate, you don't have to stick with them. Because you were drawn to this pile anyway, perhaps there are some messages in this pile for you, if who it is doesn't resonate. I'm still channeling about the person you're thinking about, okay? So I feel for some of you who this could be, I'm getting a specific message. For some of you, this could be your mother, and like you are like graduating, or you're kind of like you're graduating college, graduating high school. Specific message for some of you. Don't take it if it doesn't resonate. or you're just moving to a higher level in your life as your mother's child, if that makes sense. For some of you, this is a romantic connection I'm feeling, since we have divine feminine and divine masculine with true love and compassion. This is a specific message for some of you. You're pregnant with this person's child, as we see here, and like they're showing me the Empress clairvoyantly. So there is this feeling of pregnancy. Like, I don't know, take it as it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, don't take it. But there is a feeling of like being pregnant with this person's child, or this person is pregnant with your child. Okay, so I am seeing an energy of like romantic love very strongly, but also family. Okay, so this could also be a friend that you love dearly, as we see here. But I'm feeling more romantic, because the swans here also represent purity, romance, that kind of energy. So take the messages as they resonate, my pile number 3s. So what does this person think of your actions? I'm seeing that this person thinks that, like, is similar to pile number 2, that your actions were first. It's a similar energy to pile number 2, but different in a way, okay? This person thinks that you were once hostile, that there was a lot of conflict between the two of you, and I don't exactly know why that there was this conflict between the two of you and your connection together. But there's this feeling of like, we see a woman throwing a ball of like magic that she's created with her hands, and we see, I think this is a jaguar, or I don't know, but we see like the animal like about to bite someone, like hissing its teeth in some way, or like reacting in some way. You get what I mean? So we also see a full moon behind her. The full moon represents this energy of like releasing heavy emotions as well. We see a full moon here, but it's kind of faded in the wisdom card. So there is this energy of this person thinking in the beginning, before, that you were very hostile towards them, that you were, I don't know if they were stepping on your toes or triggering you in some way, or if they said something to you and then you were trying to throw that energy back to them, if that makes sense, or if they kind of stepped on your toes is what I'm feeling, or if it's like this kind of energy where both of you were in conflict and you were throwing jabs at each other, that kind of feeling of like a conflict, I think. So I guess depending on what this is, take it as it resonates, or perhaps you reacted towards this person negatively in the past if they said something that rubbed you the wrong way, like rubbing each other the wrong way, and then you threw jabs at each other, or you threw jabs at this person. That's what this person felt from your actions. Even if you didn't necessarily do that, that's what this person felt from your actions. So if you didn't necessarily try to hurt them in any way, and now I'm hearing that song, sorry mama, I didn't mean to hurt you. What is it? Sorry? I don't know. I think it's a TikTok sound. Or is it sorry Miss Jackson, I didn't mean to hurt you, didn't mean to make you cry, something like that I'm hearing. So if you didn't necessarily mean to hurt them, but you hurt their feelings unintentionally, there is that feeling of them seeing that from the beginning or from the past energies, because I'm reading this from like past to present, if that makes sense. Or it could be both energies simultaneously taking place, if that makes sense. So since we go from this hostility card with this kind of reactive energy Then we go to the wisdom card with learning, joy, art, and music. And we have the full moon, same in the background, but it's kind of faded, and opposite the star. So I see this as like the star is healing. So perhaps you've been healing the hostilities or healing the kind of triggers behind why your actions were kind of hostile towards this person, or at least what they thought your actions were hostile. That you've been healing either the connection with the star card and finding wisdom in like how to kind of approach each other, how to communicate better towards each other and not throw jabs at each other, how to release whatever this person was triggering you with. And I feel like since you chose the black tourmaline crystal, there's this sense of in the beginning, this hostility came from like wanting to protect yourself in a way, if that makes sense. So like, let's say this person said something and it made you very angry. There's this feeling of some part of you wanting to protect yourself, so throwing something back at them with your words or with your actions, if that makes sense. But now we're learning to find the wisdom in this conflict, and we're learning to communicate better with each other in a more stable way, since it's opposite the Emperor, in a more loving, nurturing way, since we have a pregnant woman here. I'm getting a specific message. Some of you like are pregnant, as I said before. And there's this feeling of like perhaps this person was getting on your nerves because you had like hormones that were all over the place because you were pregnant, if that makes sense. And now you're like close to giving birth, or have given birth, or you've just given birth and the baby has been causing like these hostilities between the two of you because you've both been irritated and all over the place with your emotions. That's a specific message for some of you. Don't take it if it doesn't resonate. But I feel like you've been learning to come together and work together as a team, because that's what the Three of Pentacles represents, working together as a team. So this person sees in your actions that you are beginning to become more stable in your energy, and that you're not in the same energy you used to be, or at least as much as you used to be. They're noticing that you're starting to learn to work together as a connection, whether this is a couple, friendship, family connection, doesn't matter what it is. You're starting to work together. You're starting to find the wisdom and learn to communicate and interact together as like a team. You know what I mean? With love, with tenderness, with compassion. Okay. Perhaps this person has also been learning to be compassionate towards you and not step on your toes, and work together as a team. You get what I mean? So you have, this person sees with your actions that you've been finding the wisdom and learning to just kind of free yourself of what has been keeping you stuck in this mode, if that makes sense. Whether it was triggers that were hurting you, whether it was something this person said, communicating that to them, healing the connection together, and walking away from what keeps you stuck in this energy of like hostility and not like true love together, if that makes sense, depending on what this connection is. So let's say example, fear made you lash out at this person, fear that this person would abandon you, and then you actually pushed the person further away. For example, it doesn't have to be exactly like that. Or let's say this person said something that was triggering your shadow self, and then you had to learn from the wisdom of that. Or let's say that some part of you was like self-sabotaging the connection because you wanted love from this person, but you didn't know how to ask for it. So you got like angry at them or said things to them instead of just asking for it. That's like examples of the energy, but some things we do keep us stuck in this energy of not having that love, even though we want it, if it makes sense. So I see you kind of, what I'm reading visually from these cards, not like from the tarot card meanings, but visually, we see a person stuck here. It's their own hair that has kept them stuck in a tangle, if that makes sense. So perhaps your own actions have kept you stuck in this loop, as we see here, like a loop around her. Okay? Your own actions have kept you stuck in this low energy of like feeling stuck in this energy, not knowing where to go next. Now you're taking this hair, you see, oh, I've wrapped my own hair around me. At least this is what this person thinks of your actions. Oh, I've wrapped my hair around me. I realize this has been me all along. And sometimes we keep ourselves stuck in places because we subconsciously don't believe we're worthy, or we self-sabotage, but we want it so badly. Like it's complex, the human mind. You know, we all do this to some extent. So don't be hard on yourself, my pile number threes. You know, I have to honor the messages I see here, or at least this is what this person thinks. But be compassionate with yourself. You're not perfect. You're human, okay? We all do this at some point in our life, but we can find the wisdom from it. You know what I mean? So I'm reading this visually as like she takes the hair out around her and unwraps herself, gets up, dusts herself off, and then, you know, these swords are all around her, but she's not stuck here. She can walk out, and then now she's walking out. She's not stuck here at this beach. Now she's climbing this mountain to the top of the mountain to go back home. I just read that as like going back to love, since it's opposite the true love card. So, you know, taking yourself out of whatever kept you stuck in this conflict with this person, and climbing up and leaving behind this energy, as we see here, climbing up towards love, towards compassion for yourself, but also this person, and them having that same energy towards you. And this is what this person thinks of your actions. Even if you don't necessarily see it this way, this is what this person thinks of your actions, my pile number threes. You know, with these swans here, this person thinks that you have become more loving, more pure, more gentle, or at least like similar to pile number 2, where I said you're moving from your shadow self energy to your higher self energy. And the shadow self actually is the part of us that has been rejected, that has been abandoned, that has been wounded, that is made to feel like we aren't worthy of what we want, like love, things like that. So that part of us acts out in negative ways based on that negative emotion we're feeling, but those negative emotions teach us something, teach us some kind of wisdom. So it is similar to pile number 2. So they see you going from like your shadow self to like your higher self, becoming more pure, becoming more gentle, becoming more loving, as we see these two swans like almost kissing, you know what I mean? And we see a person with a straight face here, but we see a person smiling here, playing some kind of musical instrument. They see you with your actions becoming less hostile or conflicted with them, and becoming more joyous, becoming more wise, and working together with them as a team. They see you with your actions facing them, not facing away from them, and working together with them as a team. You both becoming more stable, detail-orientated, healing yourself or healing the connection is what this person thinks of your actions. And that you're now facing each other in love, in true love and compassion, and facing yourself in compassion as well. Okay? So this is what this person thinks of your actions, that you have become a more loving person, a more tender person, that you're now starting to give compassion to yourself, those parts of you that were reacting in those ways, and that you're also starting to give more love to them, and that they're starting to give more love towards you. Okay, so that is what I am seeing. I'm also seeing that this person sees that you're freeing yourself of the past energies and moving towards more free energies where you are receiving the love that you deserve and are able to accept it. This person sees you with your actions or thinks that you are moving towards a better path, in the sense where you're more connected to your purpose, your fate, your destiny, or that you are both moving towards your destiny by being together in some way, is something I'm seeing. And as well, like, you're starting to learn, you're starting to become more curious towards why these things were here in the first place, and transform yourself as a person. And that's what this person thinks of your actions. So that was your reading, my pile number 3s. I really hope that this reading resonated. I do see you growing, and be compassionate towards yourself, because we all stumble off the path at some point in our journey, and we find the wisdom from it, because we're only human, we're not perfect. So be compassionate towards yourself with whatever was said here, and know that this is what this person thinks. So I really hope that this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye.